Well, hello, Mr. Holtz. How are you, sir? So, I've been meaning to try this out now for a few days. I'm running this at 4K, so it's going to be quite high res, and I shall keep an eye on the stream. But at the moment it's looking good. Right, let's do this. Let's see if I can get... Here we go. Graphics on this are stunning. I'm not sure if you've seen this game on PC or PlayStation. It looks great on either, but it just looks exceptional on PC. So forgive me up front. I'm knackered. Tell me how this streams, by the way, because it's actually quite hard for 4K. Looks okay, doesn't it? But, so this is essentially just past this point in the game, just past the opening sequence. You haven't missed a whole lot. The game is sort of the thing with this now is when you're going down hills and stuff, packages. So,
so serious.
I actually thought the music was more interesting than mine was. Hear me all the time, mate. I was actually in two minds about streaming without me in this, video or audio. But the track is pretty much over anyway. Tell me if you want me to lift it, raise it up. So this is the initial base that you kind of start the game. I don't want to give too much away unless you've played it already. But as I've said before, it's a post-apocalyptic. There has been an apocalypse, and there aren't that many people left. So they've sort of congregated into little urban areas. You see me starting to slip. Whoa. I'm holding onto the packages by pressing the left and right mouse buttons. But if you let those go, then he does lose his balance quite easily. Now, I'm playing on keyboard and mouse, so I can't remember whether indeed the key stuff. Oh yeah, you can go for a wee. This is quite cool, this. Enjoy to go for a wee. Typical Japanese stuff. I don't think he needs to go. Be considerate and relieve yourself away from other people and their property. Use that button to ready. And then let loose. Here it goes. Go on, Norman, let it go, mate. That's exactly what any Japanese love all that stuff, don't they? I'm just turning the audio up a little bit. So yeah, I've got to get across the river. Now, I think you can hold Q down to cure the... That's Q. So that just analyses the area so you can see where you can cross. Effectively you want to stay out the middle now. So pretty safe here. Little red squares on the rock to indicate that it's slippery. Hopefully, is it good? It's amazing. I played on PS4. I completed it. And I bought it again on PC. I loved it, and I'm quite happy to play it again, but I wanted to increase quality of graphics. So I'm playing this pretty much at the highest graphic level. No, it's definitely not a popular Kevin Costner replacement, although of course that is science fiction thing. It's an amazing story. It isn't just a fellow man picking up packages. We'll get into the real story. But it's a really unique story. It's not... got to experience it really. It's not. I couldn't even explain the story to you. There are people writing books on this story. It's genius. Right, so I got that one. See, he slows down. The more weight he adds to his back, then he slows down. But the more rewards you get for delivering stuff. So it's worth it. But for most of the game you travel in vehicles, you can choose between trucks and bikes. And as I've said, the whole thing is a huge kind of co-op. So what you can do, what happens is that when you start the game, a lot of the roads are broken because there's a thing in this game called rain is called time slip. Hey Clive! Raise your voice, lower, have sound. Sound use. Raise your voice, lower, have sound. Game sound. Already? It's hardly any game sound, is it? It's late, mate. I don't want to be... Alright, I'll turn myself up. And I'll turn the game down. There you go. So, what happens is with this stuff called time slip, it's rain, the rain in the game, is like an acid, but what it does is it ages everything really quickly. So humans have to stay out of it because they literally get, aged up to their sort of maximum age of death, I guess. And then, okay, activate terminal. So we're making a delivery. We're going to get rid of this stuff. And a lot of this, you can do it automatically anyway. You don't have to necessarily. But as you deliver stuff, you get given rewards, these little packages on the side. And thanks, Clive. And they get there can be tools that help you along your journey. Just general cosmetic rewards, all sorts of stuff.
What took you so long? It's not like the legend to come in late.
Had to wait out the storm. Lost my bike.
Most of the characters are holographic like this. The inference is that they live underground because of the toxicity of the environment and this time slip rain. Everybody just ends up getting really... In her case, she's a major character. Again, I'm not going to give away spoilers. I'm not going to play enough of this that it's going to spoil it for people. So we delivered a load of stuff. That gives us a load of points, which then gets added to our overall point score. I'm just intrigued to see, because I don't remember delivering this stuff early in the game when I played it on PS4 Pro. And it just dawned on me. I wonder if it picked up from where I left off. I hope it didn't, because I was hoping to experience it from the start. Let's have a look. Hit E. All this kind of... You just get used to what you've got to do, really. You get loads of points. You get points for picking up other people's stuff that they've lost en route. You get points for delivering the right stuff to the right people. But as I was saying, with time slip, this kind of acid rain that speeds everything up, what it does, which is a really unique mechanic, is it just, it started from scratch. I think on my main character I'm like 500,000 or something points. Sorry, my PS4 character. So you start off as a porter right down the bottom. You end up as like a master delivery man or something. But what this rain does is it hastens the decay of the environment. So all the buildings and the roads don't last very long. So you're constantly upgrading roads, and then you'll go somewhere and you come back to it a day later and somebody in the game, a real live person, has been in and put a bridge in for you or upgraded a bit of road so you can get further. It's really great the way that everybody works together. Because the game's fairly early on, that won't be a huge amount of that going on just yet. People are still sort of experimenting and working out what's going on. But on PS4, same thing when I played it day of release. And then all of a sudden, within days, everyone's kind of getting the gist of it and helping each other out. So I'm hoping this looks good. It's streaming in 4K. I'm only doing 30 frames per second. I could go up to 60, but I didn't want to... yeah, I remember now. This is the beginning of the game. Let me know if, how it looks. I hope it's not stuttery. Corpse disposal team. Another factor in the game is that people explode when they die.
Porter, I presume? Right. Not the touchy-feely type. Document said you had some kind of phobia.
Bridges corpse disposal? What happened?
Look,
it's great to see a well-known actor in a key role as well. It kind of just... There's because you're very familiar with the individual, and they've obviously carefully chosen... I've forgotten his name already. Kind of fits this character from the character that you know him largely in The Walking Dead. So you sort of already feel an affinity with the character straight off the bat. He sort of feels familiar.
How long since he flatlined?
No, this is PC, Miguel. I'd love to see it come to Stadia, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to happen.
This is a suicide.
Jesus.
It would be great on Stadia though.
Got him on ice ASAP, but who knows when he'll go.
Who knows? One day.
Where are you taking him?
Closest
But yeah,
incinerators to
this
the
is mouse and keyboard on PC.
This route's crawling with PTs. Sure you can't use another?
I wish I could, but there's no time.
So I'm running an RTX 2060.
Just burn the
So there is
bastard right here.
ray tracing in this, and the card is ray tracing capable. So you should see some of that as
Better
well.
that than trying for the incinerator.
Hey, we
There's
can do
lots of.
this.
I
We just
was
need
saying
someone
earlier
like you
on my
with
show,
doomed.
although it's set in America in the future, the environment was all lifted from Norwegian environments. So they went out to
He's already
Norway,
in the first stages of necrosis.
took loads of photos and videos and you know, scans
So how about it?
and
Can we count
plant
on you?
materials and so on, and basically reconstructed post-apocalyptic
Bridges
America
supervisors into a contract with
in the
Sam
way,
Porter.
you know, to look like the kind of, you know, volcanic
And I can't
beauty
fuck
of
PTs.
Norway, and it's just stunning.
That's why we came prepared.
Getting a new mic
Bridge
tomorrow,
baby,
by
huh?
the way. I've ordered the Elgato Wave.
If it's helping you,
Goodbye, Blue
you
Yeti. I've
will
only had
stay
you a
one
month.
step ahead of 'em.
So this is the, you know, this is the kind of
Makes me feel like
iconic
shit.
imagery of Death Stranding, this kind of baby.
Freaks me
And again, these things, these babies, in the game, they're kind of bred
Roll out.
for a purpose, and that's to detect. They detect the alien life form. Never really explained in the game how this kind of alien life form, where it came from. But these babies are kind of artificial monitors, and they help to detect and protect. You know, Hideo Kojima, I mean, he's just knocked it out of the ballpark with this. So this guy he's hooked up with is taking a corpse to a base where they destroy their dead. As I said earlier, it's not even an explosion, it's a kind of weird multi-dimensional rift thing that the dead can do. When you die in this game, by the way, again, another amazing, unique mechanic, you don't just start again, you go into another realm, almost like a kind of hell, where you have to fight demons in order to come back. It's amazing.
Fucked us beyond all recognition. And if you were lucky enough to survive, the
Norman
time
Reedus,
bomb
thank you,
came
my
and
friend.
washed you away. And those freaks from the beach showed up.
Yeah, he was great,
Worlds, the
wasn't he?
living and the dead all mixed together.
But yeah, he does a good job, old Norm.
That's when folks
There's a few little
started pulling up
jokes.
in the cities. Careers like
They kind of,
yourself
you know, if
put
you
up on
watch,
a pedestal.
as you know, the original engine, or the engine full stop, was borrowed from Guerrilla Studios, who did Horizon Zero Dawn. And in the PS4 game, tribute 1 to the engine and 2 to the fact that Sony put a lot of money in, there were huge Easter eggs from Horizon Zero Dawn characters.
We're gonna have to cut to the
My favourite game
BTs.
of all time, by the way. Oh, maybe next to Destiny, let's be honest. So, in this game, the tributes are to Half-Life, because it's obviously the partner with Steam. So I haven't seen them yet, but apparently there are lots of little Easter eggs and tributes to Half-Life, which would be good. Looking forward to that. So they've gone into this rainstorm. Remember me saying earlier that time slip. So you know, it doesn't look like it, but the stuff they're wearing gives them some level of protection. And they're also, there you go, the little thing that's just popped up on this guy's back. It's connected to that baby, and it's essentially a monitor detecting these aliens. They're invisible. It's like that classic old B-movie trick of seeing the footprints approaching you, but not seeing the actual alien itself. And it's really effective. You do get to see them, by the way, but only when you go into their realm. This, by the way, is a big cutscene. That's why I'm not actually playing this.
BB must be busted or something.
Can look around. Could have been looking around at the environment. So you see all this black stuff? Everything around you kind of turns to this black tar. And it literally is like that. You walk in it and you get stuck, and everything slows down. Hopefully you can still hear me. Hey Spaggly! Yeah, it is a very late night stream for me, my friend. I haven't played this since I bought it yesterday, and I thought I'll blow it. I think I'll see if I can stream it at 4K. So far it's holding up nicely. So here's another one of the weird visual tricks of this game. And there's this kind of, whenever you're in this other realm, it's just dead sea animals, whales and dead dolphins and dead fish, and in that case crabs. It all does get explained later in the game, but certainly for 2/3 of the game it's like, what the hell is this about? But that's part of its mystery and its intrigue. It's a really intelligent game. So look, this is the craft, the vehicle that he was in with these other guys. Something obviously happened along the way. And when you kill these creatures, they deposit a kind of gold substance, which is what was seen on that guy's face, which he collects for various reasons. Sorry pal, you ain't going to survive this.
They're here.
There you go, you see the rains affecting, so time slip. So he's gone from a man in his 30s to a man in his 80s, and then dies in the normal course of events. You need to eat more grapes, let's be honest. They hold their breath because they are harder to detect. But you'll start to see now these kind of almost handprints, aren't they? Making their way across. Iconic. And then you can see that monitor device has slowed down now. It's gone from orange to white, indicating that it's safe to move. And that's all fed through from the baby. I think the guy must have been smoking some serious weed when he came up with the idea for this game. Alright, good. This is starting to shake. Ain't looking good. Getting sucked into this other world. Okay, you start to see the shape of these creatures. They're sort of humanoid shape. Lots of questions. All eventually get answered. Oh, bro, too noisy over there. We've had it. You see those kind of ghostly creatures around the edges? Here he goes. He's getting sucked into this kind of viscous oil-based. Now, go on, mate. Take him out. You know it's a fate worse than death to let him go. Yeah, well done. So this guy, Mr. Golden Mask, he's the kind of arch enemy. You caught a little bit of a glimpse of him there. You don't really see much of him until a bit later in the game. Yeah, Dan, honestly, you've got to play this game. It is not a walking simulator. That is a tiny part. There's a lot to it. I hope this is streaming okay, by the way. I've only got a little tiny window. It's looking okay this end. He is desperately trying to kill himself. He knows what's coming. Oh, Norman, he survives it. Otherwise it would be a very short game. He's picked up his baby monitor. This baby is just, I mean, it's such a genius concept, because you've got a kind of Tamagotchi aspect as well. Look at this dude. Boom. Thanks, Dan. Obviously I'm just a tiny silhouette. Waves. It's also fair to say that there are some significant levels of cutscenes in the game, particularly at the end. You probably, if you've followed anything at all about the game, you'll have heard that the end is just almost like a 2-hour cutscene. It's not that long, but it is long. It's like a movie. Okay, I'm about to pick it up again now, I think. You see, he's got these kind of handprints all over him. He's clearly been in battles before. This is not new to him. No, this is actually PC that I'm playing this on, Dan. It was released. Oh, sorry, is this PS5? PS4. So originally released on PS4. Here you go. Here's the whole kind of seafood motif. Originally PS4, but they did say that they would bring a PC version out at some point, and that was just launched yesterday. So this is the PC version here, with extra dinosaurs. Very iconic image. And again, it's like, what the actual F? But it means it all comes together. It's just genius. And gorgeous graphics. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the opening sequence. Yeah, no, that's not what happens, Hortz. All of these kind of random elements like this, London Bridge falling down stuff and everything, all comes together. It's all, none of it's random. It's all part and parcel of the story. Now, this young lady, for those of you that are as old as me, or maybe a sci-fi fan, full stop, is actually Lindsay Wagner, who played the Bionic Woman in The Bionic Woman, which was a 1970s TV show. Clive will know this. And what I love about this is that she's seen at various stages of her life throughout the game. But at this particular one, when you do get to see quite a lot of her at this age, it's how she actually looked to me as a kid in the 70s in the show that she was in then. And that's one of the great things about CGI. You know, at this level, you can take an actor or an actress who are, you know, maybe quite mature in age, and position them at any point in their lifetime to a point where you would be maybe more recognizable, for example. And of course, bring actors back to life that have long since left us. But what you're seeing here is what happens when you die. So you go into this, as I've said earlier, you kind of go into the hinterland, where, right, okay, we're in now, where you have to fight these enemies, and if you lose, you go here. That is not an orange, ladies and gentlemen. That bizarre sequence is part and parcel of this death sequence, which, as you said, Holt, is like a reborn. Here we have another very famous actor. If you've ever seen the TV series Hannibal, you'll recognise this gentleman straight away. He did play, indeed, the eponymous Hannibal, Master Chef. Yeah, he's a massive, massive movie fan, and the whole game plays like a great, well-edited movie. You experience, get it out of you, mate. You do experience that kind of sequence a fair amount, because you die a fair amount. And forgotten his name as well. Holt's come to my rescue, but the chap who we just saw that played Hannibal, he's another major character in the game. Now, he's not crying because he's upset. That is part and parcel of the detection that they have of the aliens, the creatures.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it.
Look at that detail.
And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last.
There we go. That was the opening sequence to Death Stranding. Sets it up. Yeah, there is definitely walking around. Norman Penis. I'm sure he's had that one before, Dan. There is walking around. There is the kind of physics stuff. I have to honestly tell you, as a man with little patience, it never really once bothered me. Because there's a lot of progression in the game, so it kind of is meaningful because you need to get to certain places, and you know, you want to build on your character. You want to understand what's going on, all of these weird things that have been happening to you. Norman, they've locked you down, mate. Episode 1, Bridget. I think that's the name of his sister.
Oh, you're awake. So, how does it feel to be back in
So
the
this
world
guy,
of the living?
and again, forgive me for not having their names,
I'm a doctor.
he is a very famous... Clive would know this, actually. I don't know if Clive's still in the chat. He's a very famous film director.
Call me dead.
Massive...
I'm well acquainted with the dead. Not like you, of course. Contrary to the name.
yes, thank
I
you,
never
Mads.
actually died.
Mads. Is it Mads Dittman? It's Mads somebody. I'm not sure about the surname. But yeah, he is that guy. And Hideo Kojima absolutely worshipped this fella for his work, and asked him if he'd be in the game, to which he said yeah. And plays a fairly major character in it.
They're cutting-edge devices that keep us all connected.
Us? Oh.
So Bridges is
Yep.
I think it's just the name
Humanity's best
of the
hope
society.
for the future, or avoiding extinction, if you prefer.
Right. Where am I? What time is it?
Nice natty line in
Watch
PVC.
me.
That's got to sweat.
Try pressing it against your skin, like this. Relax. That just means your body's got a good connection to the cufflink. Look, look. The cuffs will watch over you 24 hours a day. That is to say, we will. We're here to help.
What the hell? 2 days.
During that time, we took the liberty of collecting.
Do you remember that we're going to have a similar graphic to this in Division? I don't know if you ever saw the earlier graphics, the artwork for Division. They were meant to have a thing that popped up on their wrist, and it was the HUD, and you used it to select stuff, but it kind of disappeared in the end. It's a shame.
In the annihilation. Game over, man. Place is a crater.
Norman did, yeah, absolutely. Still is.
The only one
Still very much.
were you, for obvious reasons.
Big part of, in fact, since Andrew Lincoln left, I think it's safe to say he's probably the main character.
It's been marked for his
Saw Andrew Lincoln once, by the way. He came down at the time. Thank you very much. It was Guillermo del Toro. And if you read on down on Wikipedia, you'll find that the name of the films that he was involved with, big films. Yeah, old Andrew Lincoln, who played Rick, is it, in Walking Dead? He was a big friend of our local coach of our local football team. So he came down one day to watch and was mobbed. Everybody wanted a signature. At that point, he was still in the series.
Our implementation team has been
He did okay. I think he was on 10 million a year. Can't be
much
bad,
they
can
can
it?
do in 2 days.
So look at this on the left-hand side, by the way, Monster.
Things here, mess.
Nobody's aware of any deal done with Monster. They've never said they had a deal, and but they are. That drink is seen a heck of a lot in this game.
Remains intact.
It's kind of product placement for fun. Cool, and I tell you what, it does make you fancy a sip.
I have a job for you.
Obviously, there's some explanation here of basic tool sets and stuff. We're kind of in the tutorial aspect of the game.
What's the other mark from?
A clingy woman in a cave.
Yeah, old Norman, he doesn't like to be touched throughout the entire game. It does get explained a little bit later, but
No one could touch you.
he's not a touchy-feely
I'll
fellow.
try to be more careful, Sam. So, the job is an urgent delivery. I need you to bring the president some morphine.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
What president?
Guillermo del Toro.
You talking about the mayor of Central Knot?
No.
It's
the
not
mayor.
spaghetti. I mean, it is. There are
Sam.
big cutscene elements, and early on, the beginning and the end, big
Is in the
cutscenes.
final
But
stages of
you
cancer.
do play a lot of the game.
Condition, but there's still time.
Why me?
And that, as Holtz was saying, that harks back
Look,
to Kojimo's love
Do
of
as I
film.
ask, and I promise it will all make
You know,
sense.
he is a frustrated filmmaker.
Because I'm not really here.
He's a hologram.
Apologies. This is just a chirograph.
Let's face it, he's a whole lot of hollow and quite a few grams.
And here, come the
Hellboy,
tears.
that's it. Yeah, that was a big one.
Allergic reaction to the chiral transmission.
Of course, the main guy in
Actually,
Hellboy,
over in the
I've forgotten his
isolation
name as well,
ward in the
Ron,
big
go on
triangle
Holtz, you
building.
can do it, is the voice in
Here is the morphine.
West of Dead, is it? Little game I
Regis
played,
hereby enters into
streamed a few months,
contract with
about a
Sam
month ago,
Porter.
a couple of weeks,
Come on.
3-4 weeks
You
ago.
got morphine there. What's this about? Tell me the truth.
The truth, Sam, is that America's last president wants to see you in person. Are you really about to say no?
America's last president.
Very good. I'll see you in the
So,
isolation ward.
essentially, you're talking about a post-apocalyptic world where roads get destroyed within weeks because of this acid time slip rain. So they need to get stuff between the towns, but they can't transport it the normal way. So these guys, the porters, they become legendary because they go out and risk their lives taking stuff from town to town. And he happens to have a reputation as one of the best, hence why they're kind of all over him. So he's got President's morphine here, as we can see. Now I can either just pick it up and walk around with it like a briefcase, or I can pop it on my back. There you go. There you go. And you can, if you want to, anywhere, wherever you are, you can go up to a kiosk and pick up more stuff. That was actually locked, because I think I've got to do this one mission before I can get into the main aspect of the game. So he has to go and deliver the old morphine. Now I'm trying to remember. Here we go. Right, so this is the map. That's me. And I think I've just got to go here. Yeah, I'm going to go very far. Again, it's a tutorial mode really, just to get you used to this kind of basic delivery mechanism. Ron Perlman, that was him, yeah. So he does the voice in, I think is it West of Dead, which came out recently. It's quite a good game actually. Now, okay, so yeah, it's a fairly deep menu as well. So there's the cargo, you can check and adjust it. I don't have any at the moment. Orders, any active orders. Data is essentially picking up stuff as you go around, learning about the world you're in, and in your standard system stuff. If I go over to the right, it shows, this basically shows us that Capital Knot City is where we are, and Dead Man, name of the character, Japanese interpretations, is the guy that's given us an order. So we've got to deliver this morphine anyway to the president, and it's important that we do, because that strikes up another CGI sequence where we talk to her about the world and why it's here and all that kind of stuff. The bottom there we can see two bars, red and blue. Blue is our baby's health. I don't think at this moment we've got a baby. That comes up in a second. We've seen them, but I don't know that he has one yet. And the character's health, Sam's health in red, which is blood, 1,000 milliliters. You can ingest blood, and you can use blood to kill enemies as well, which comes up later. And then obviously the weight of the parcel that we're carrying, 2 kilograms, we can carry up to a maximum of 120, essentially what it says. And we've got 269 points for the little work that we've done to date. So you can zoom out. You don't get much of a feel for how big. We're in a fairly small area, but I can there's about 7 or 8 of these, and most of them are much bigger than this. It's a fairly sizable map, and as I say, most of the time you can commandeer vehicles. You get your own set of vehicles as well, because I pre-ordered mine. I get the kind of gold-plated vehicles as well, which are quite fun. Right, okay, let's get off on our journey. You can as well, I just remembered this actually, you can plot, I think, yeah, you go plot route. So I think you can, oh yeah, this is showing you what I've got. So here he is. So it shows on our back, and also our clothes, so you can switch clothes out. You get everything about this character is upgradable. Boots, costume, there are weapons, but they're not. The thing about this game, which is pretty cool, is that you kind of use things like tranquilizers and stuff. It's not a shooty killy game, but there are enemies. There are real human enemies that you can battle with. So yeah, you know, it's showing that your boots are there, and there's not much else. He's got his morphine. Okay, yeah, I'm not a huge anime fan, to be honest with you, mate. Just a bit old for it all. It kind of passed me by. I don't mean it's childish, I just mean that it sort of happened after I was interested in that kind of stuff. So I bow to your better knowledge, your greater knowledge. What I was...
Check the map on your cufflinks if you're lost, Sam.
I will do.
The isolation word should be pretty obvious. If you're not sure how to get there, you can set markers.
Set
and draw
markers,
routes
yeah,
too.
that's what I was just about to do.
Try it out, and you'll see what I mean.
So hit the tab key, and that's where we've got to go. So you can kind of set these little waypoints, a bit like oh, my memory. What's that guy called? Snake. You know, we can set these little points. So A, B, C, and then you can. And the reason for that makes it is that when you then look around, I think you see. I think. Oh, do I use Q? Yeah. It should show me. There you go. There's one there. And there's C there, look. There's C in front of us. So you kind of know roughly what you're aiming for. So we actually want A. I don't care about C. But I think she's down here anyway. If I remember rightly, this takes us into like an old town that this was all built around. He's only got a very light bag, so you can... Oh yeah, I love that. What's this? Whee!
If you want to confirm you're headed the right way, check your compass.
Yeah, so he's going into this, you can see here, it's kind of an old derelict town that they've built up everything around. If you're using keyboard, press G to leave, G to compass mode. There we go. There's compass mode. Little first person as well. Pretty cool for looking at stuff up close. So much to this game. Let's come out of that. We know where we're going. I think he has an encounter with something on his way, but I may be wrong.
Central wasn't just home to Bridges HQ. It was also the seat of the Reconstructionist movement. If the president hadn't required special treatment, she would have never left. And if she hadn't, we wouldn't have either.
This reminds me of like one of the lots on Universal or something. There we go. Wasn't too far to walk, was it? Let's make him jump. Hey, no worries, Dan. You take care, my friend. Definitely pick it up on PS4 because I think it's heavily discounted right now. I think you'll enjoy it, mate. You can hit the hat anyway. It's the kind of thing I'd like to be doing, but maybe not this time of night. There's a great video on YouTube if you're interested in the making of this game. It's worth watching. They don't give huge amounts away. It's an Irish guy that narrates it, just so that you know you've got the right one. But he's asked to come in and film, basically, I think, for the final year of development.
It's me.
And yeah, it does help. And this is the real one here. Yeah, so he was asked to come in, or invited to come in and film in the last year of development. Really interesting. Kind of insight in game development, but also into the mind of this guy. I always remember there was when they pressed the gold version of the game, so it's kind of ready to go public. Sony sent in a ton of cupcakes and stuff, and they had a really big kind of gold press party. It's good. It's good. It's great insight. Definitely recommend that. It's on YouTube.
You're not exactly dressed for a reunion. Take that off before you come inside.
Yeah, Metal Gear. There's a lot of Metal Gear in this, definitely. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, again, that's his film. That's his kind of film influences, isn't it? So we got awesome. Basically, you get ranked for delivery based on things like, did you damage the goods? How long did you take? Did you, how did you get to your destination without going all over the place? There's quite a lot to it. You can see above there, delivery completed, got 22 likes for that. and not only do you, the system gives you likes, but you can go and look at other people in the world and give them likes. And if they do stuff for you, help you out, build roads and things, you can give them likes. It's really dynamic. It's excellent. So let's see, we've progressed a little bit here. Got level 5. And that shape is, you can see if you just expand out from the green, you can see there's a star or pentagon. And the idea is that you try and progress your character to fill that area out in equal measure. just trying to remember what each of those aspects are. But you know, the condition of the cargo, as she says, condition of the cargo, how long it took you to deliver it. Martin, how are you, my friend? How are you at this hour? Great to see you, my friend. Yeah, delivery time, how much of it you delivered, bridge link, which will, you know, it's kind of gets explained. And then you can see down here, so we've got total play time. We've been playing now for 36 minutes here, an hour and 5 minutes in total. Total weight of cargo delivered, pieces that have been delivered, and so on. So it's essentially, you know, it's just, there's a lot to this game, a lot. Right, so he's dropped off the morphine to the president. The reasoning behind this is that she, Bridget, is on her last legs, and you'll see it's the same lady that we saw in the sea earlier in red, but at a later time in her life. Or is it? I shall let you play the game to find out.
Oh, you were with Bridges 1? So, I guess no introductions are necessary.
Oh dear. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed Rokk Around the Clock earlier, by the way. I thought it was really good, if I say so myself. It was the best one we've done.
What's it been, Sam?
There's old Die Hardman.
Look at us. A bunch of deathless freaks meeting like this. Yeah, well, good to see you two. President's waiting. It's your mother, Bridget. She's a bit out of it, but I know she'll recognize you.
So there you go, revelation number 1. His mother is the president. As you could see, he was super phased by that fact.
Madam President, we've brought Sam.
And here she is, Lindsay Wagner, the original Bionic Woman. Martin will know. You know who the Bionic Woman was, don't you, Martin? Actually, I should imagine you know, Walt. And if you don't, you'll be looking it up in the next 2 minutes. She was an attractive young lady. Yeah, I know what you're saying about the old... Do you know what, mate? I just used to put headphones on. I mean, there's even fan noise on this PC. I mean, it's chucking out some heat. But you hopefully won't hear it because I'm using RTX voice software that takes out all the extraneous noise. It also makes me a little bit quieter, but at least it does take that out. So this is how Lindsay Wagner looks today, literally. There she is, Lindsay Wagner. If you Google Lindsay Wagner, Bionic Woman, you'll see how she looked when I was a kid, and boy, did I fancy her then, at the tender age of 9 or whatever I was. And then, as I've said, in the game, as the game progresses, you see her at different ages. Look at those graphics, man. Absolutely stunning.
Still going on about that, huh?
You're the one I wanted to send.
I was thinking while I was playing this.
Time's running out.
Yeah, David, you're on it, mate. I was saying I don't even think they had a deal with them. I'm very lucky. I was thinking while I was playing this on the old PS4, how weird it must be as an actor to see yourself at the age that you are. This is a straight, you know, this is a straight 3D scan here of how she obviously looks today. But then to play yourself as a younger character from clearly some years before, and how weird it must be to see that in 3D.
Not anymore.
We do. Alone, we have no future.
Now it's working well, mate, isn't it? RTX, it's NVIDIA technology, and it is really good. Donnie Darko's a great movie, yeah, absolutely. Your dad. I'm not that bloody old, mate.
So you are willing to help me.
Well, the stream's holding up nicely. There he is as Norm with his mother, and who is that person with the blurred out face?
I love you, Sam.
Well, Sam's not too sure about this. So here she is. So they've now de-aged her, which is just amazing use of the technology. She was a very beautiful woman. Well,
Madam
still
President.
is.
Doctor, we need your help.
All hands on deck here. She's in B-fibs. Give me 150 cc's. She's not responding.
Stay with me. Madam President.
She's dropping.
Hold on.
We're losing her.
Yeah.
Time of death?
Holographic. Ah, I used to have a body like that, chaps. And now I'm twice the man and Norman is, physically.
Listen, no one can know that the president is dead. If word gets out, Bridges is finished. Now what happened here does not leave this room. Do you understand?
Yes, Director. But there's still the matter of the body. Without corpse disposal.
We've got that covered.
Yeah, you'll love it. I was saying, Martin, earlier to Dan, who's gone now. I mean, it still looks amazing on a PS4, and I'm absolutely certain you can get it reduced in price
Sam,
right now,
before
particularly
she
leading
died,
up
the president
to
made a contract
Black
with
Friday and all that stuff.
What are you talking
Definitely
about?
recommend it. Definitely.
As a member of Bridges, you're going to work with the rest of us to rebuild America.
I was
You
lucky,
recruit me, like
if
she
you could
tried
call
to.
it that. I was
She succeeded.
I was off work for about 2 or
Look
3
at your
months
wrist.
leading up to Christmas,
That's not symbolic.
which I think
I don't know what
was
is.
a definite COVID-like virus, if not
Cancer
the
spread
COVID.
throughout her entire
And
body.
so I had
Heart
time
is the
and
organ
to play
designed
this.
question.
So I played
There
it
is no need for an autopsy.
pretty much
The
non-stop.
body needs to be cremated before
Absolutely
she
adored it.
necrotizes.
And if we
It's
don't,
one of those
it'll
games
turn into another crater.
where when you're away from the game, you think about what you want to do in the
We
game and you
don't have
can't wait
any
to get back
orders
to
right
it.
now. And the CD team you went into the field with are dead.
That's
The
a good
president's body
question, David.
has to be burned.
It does alter, it does
Capital Knot
eventually.
City to the
I mean, I
incinerator
think,
compromised
I'm
in
trying to
the
remember actually, because don't forget,
only
it
way
was
there
almost
is
a
on
year
foot
ago I played it.
through the mountains.
I think I
But
did
the chiral density
have to
there
go
is off
away
the
and watch a
chart.
couple of what
gotta
did
be
that
BTs.
mean type
This
videos,
job has
and that
requirements.
was quite useful.
Tombs, repatriate.
But it is a really, really,
me.
really
Why?
unique, genius story.
You're already on the clock.
But it's Japanese, these guys. It's like the French when it comes to artwork and
Now get it
aesthetics. The
done.
Japanese
Sam
just
Porter
do
Bridges.
things differently. And I think partly that's because they've not been affected by the same cultural references that we have. Most of what... most of the kind of creative output from us now is very heavily influenced by American output. And whereas obviously if you don't speak English, at least as a native tongue, you're less affected by that. Yeah, honestly, Martin, I think you'd love it, mate. Well, you know me. I think you and I share similar tastes in games, and this was... I've said it so many times, I'm getting bored of saying it. One of my favourite games on the current generation of PlayStation.
Can I have a moment? President Strand believed in American
So Sam's got to
Reconstructionism.
dispose of his
She
mother
worked
now.
tirelessly to bring
You
the
remember
nation
earlier I
together
was
again.
saying that
And And without her,
They've kind of, the dead have got a shelf life, and if you don't dispose of them in time in this
she deserves
bizarre
a
future
funeral
world,
with full honors.
they create just a massive
We can't
explosion.
give her that. If she
My
dies,
pleasure, friend.
America dies.
Absolute pleasure, and thank you for joining, because I know you're an
Without
hour
her,
ahead of us.
Bridges will cease to be.
Listen,
And thank you for very kind words today as well, mate, by the way.
her
I was
cremation
absolutely
must
blown
be
away
carried out with
by
the utmost
genuinely
Even if we
warm,
pull it off, what then?
supportive,
Who's gonna take her
loving
place? Face it,
messages
America's
today.
history.
Amazing.
Sam,
Absolutely amazing.
America isn't dead yet.
He just said that it dies if Bridget dies.
She may be lost to us, but we still have an America worthy of the presidency.
Sorry, what?
Let's not get into it now. What matters is that we're going to finish your mother's work and rebuild America as she intended. That's the reason Bridges exists. So take the first step, Sam, and deliver the president's body to the incinerator.
If we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
Mm-hmm.
You're the
Yeah,
one
we
I
do,
wanted
mate.
to send, Sam. Time's running out. I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Yes, the beach is massively important in the game later. So again, one of the iconic images of him carrying this corpse on his
Facilities
back.
to the southwest. Remember that you'll be passing through BT territory.
We built the incinerator
And we get to
way up in the
experience the,
mountains so that the chiral matter in the smoke wouldn't reach the city.
Aliens
It won't be
for the
easy
first time
carrying a
on this
body up
journey.
there.
Plus, I think some of the awesome
We'll be monitoring you
soundtrack.
around the clock. If anything comes up, we'll offer you support via the cufflinks.
Beautiful image. Now then, we now experience the... Oh, get it back again, get it back again, get it back again. There we go. You've got to use left and right mouse buttons to balance the weight on your back, and it's no mean feat. Thank you, my friend. So what you do is you either, and it took me a while to discover this when I played it originally, but you either keep pressing left or right mouse button to adjust the weight, or you just hold them both down together and it automatically does it for you. Good night, mate. Martin, just before we go, I was saying to the guys earlier that the scenery in this game is all based on Norway, which I know you and I have spoken about before. Whoops. Right, what I'm going to need to do in a second is check my map. So corpses are more liable to sway from side to side than regular cargo. If you begin to lose your balance, use left and right, but it doesn't tell you. You can hold them both down to do it automatically, which I had to discover. So let's have a quick look at the map anyway and see where we have to go. So we've got to go some distance to the incinerator where we incinerate the body. Now the reason for using the markers is that as the game progresses it makes more sense and means more. But we're over here. Okay, now it looks like it's a fairly straight walk along the river, nice and flat to get here, but I happen to know that around this area are those enemies. Now we'll go that way anyway because I want to show you before I stop playing tonight. Cancel, thank you. So what you would do knowing that is you would plot yourself a route to avoid them if you could, and therefore you use those markers to kind of go from there to there to there and so on. And also in some of the later stages where it's all very mountainous and snowy and so on, you need to keep checking the map because you've got to find those little areas You know, sort of zoom in and find the little areas that you could, well, there's a flat area there, so that would be easier to get your bike over, for example, than trying to get it up around here. So yeah, you sort of map it out a bit and work out the best route. In this case, it doesn't really matter too much. I'll put a marker down anyway. So I think I'll do place marker. Yep, there you go. I reckon one there. I reckon one there. Can't remember. I think you could put a few down, like to Z. One there. And that's us. Right, so we'll come out and then we can press G to get our compass bearings. And again, this will be, you know, you'll look at this and think, ah, yeah, Metal Gear. And there is a lot of that in there. I mean, obviously there is. The guy, you know, he's got all that stuff in his head already, isn't he? Whoa, Lily, no, don't drop the corpse. Okay. Right, so I'll head over this bridge.
President Bridget Strand was the symbol of American Reconstructionism. Even with the country shattered and its people scattered to the four winds, she never stopped believing they could be reunited. People held on to their hope that America would rise again because they believed in her.
And there's
We
Norway,
believe that
Martin.
this country can be rebuilt. America lives on.
Norvège.
Together with Bridget's undying spirit.
He's a resilient little sod, though. He keeps going forever. On the longer journeys, they kick in some of the soundtrack. Now you see these cars coming up on the right. You can't pick these up, but you do pick cars up on your journey. I don't think in the first area that we're in, I think this is all a solo area. I don't think we bump into other real life people. So
Have a pleasant journey.
it's kind of more of a tutorial area, really. And it's later that I think in the next stage you start to see things. And the reason for that is that people can leave you cars and stuff and kind of help you out. But you see now, there's a guy that's been here, Nick Easton. It's a genuine guy. Like somebody that's been here and they've given it a like. And we can do the same thing. So I'll hit 5. There you go. Gave it a like. You can give it tons of likes.
Today's a good day.
And what we're doing is we're giving Nick Easton in real life 7 likes. That all goes towards his likes. Do you remember when we were looking at our character earlier, he had so many likes? So what we've done is Nick here is put this here, which is a tower. You can actually access it, so I can use this like a binoculars. There we go. Oh, come back. Sorry, I let it go. Right, here we go. So you can use it to survey the land, you see? And see if there's any enemies and stuff. Just amazing. Zoom in. That, yeah, so these little symbols all indicate there's something you can eat there. There's a symbol that represents a bridge or a ladder that someone's put down to help you get across. Just gorgeous. That's where we're headed, I think. Yeah. So these are quite useful to use to just kind of look around and get your bearings. So that's why I gave Nick 7 likes, bless him. It was very nice of him to do that. Give us a little bit of a heads up. How good does this look? Right, let's come out of there. No, look, he's got 12 likes. Now I only gave him, what, 3 or 4. In real time, other people are giving him likes, you see. You never see these other people, by the way. But you just see the results of what they've done. Right, let's pick up. What's the accessibility options? Do you mean for people with accessibility issues? I mean, if you explain a little bit more. It's difficult for me to say, Holtz, because I'm being fully able-bodied. I've not kind of looked at the game from that perspective. I mean, I'm using the standard keyboard and mouse controls, 2 buttons, you know, WASD, works just as fine on a controller. So this gold stuff here, and again, you don't really work, this doesn't become clear till later in the game. actually represents one of those creature things that's been killed at some point, and they deposit gold. Okay, I'm not allowed to pick it up yet in the game. That's fair enough. What you can do, though, I think I can do this, is pick up these little grubs. Another weird thing in the game.
Sam, he's our man.
Where's it? Where they've all disappeared. Damn. But they give you sustenance, basically. Sam, he's our man. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. Actually, I do have, but I'm not letting you. But you know, you trip up over rocks. You've got to be careful. I mean, this stuff's there for a reason. Here we go.
There's something that's uncomforting. Your body is away with me, but I'm exactly where
I mean, look, not everybody's the same. I absolutely adore landscapes and nature. Always have done my entire life. So for me, I just walking around, I loved it. Not for everybody though. And some people might find that incredibly tedious. Fair play. We're all different, aren't we? But for me, just wandering around on the landscape and looking at it all in its majesty and the beauty of the game, this evocative soundtrack. Unique. That's the only word I can come up with. It's a nice angle, that, isn't it? Just different. It's kicking up the dust. See that? And you can see he's tiring. He's been, you know, even now it's carrying this corpse. I mean, she's going to be what they call a dead weight. So somebody before, look, Eagle. Actually, I think Eagle, to be fair, is a bot. Has left us this ladder. Now, I'm going to give Eagle some likes. Let's give him a couple of likes. Wait, no, don't go too far now. It all comes back. It's all karma. You give likes, you get likes. So we've got to carefully get ourselves across the bridge. There we go. Thanks, Eagle. I'll have a look in a second for you. I haven't looked on the PC. So, sending multiple likes at once. Can we press repeat during the window of time sending likes? Yeah, that's what I did. And people give you likes as well. I mean, I remember one when I was playing on the PS4. I put a road or a bridge down, and man, it milked the likes. I mean, you know, I suppose I ought to see where I'm going, didn't I, really? Let's have a look on where is it? G. So yeah, I've got to head up that way. We did actually, if you remember, we did actually kind of indicate we would go along that river. Okay, let's have a look. Accessibility. So let's look at the options. So, game settings, I'll just run you through it all, I guess. Log in upon launch, choose whether or not to automatically log in to online services when you start the game. At least it gives you the choice. Most don't. Ubisoft don't tend to, do they? Hide spoilers. Oh yeah, because, well, people can put signs. One of the things you can do is you can put like your own signs up, like tag. And I guess people could say, you know, leave you a little spoiler. So that's just basic stuff there for the game itself. Controls. Let's just whip through this stuff. Various level of camera. First person camera horizontal movement. Inverted. Okay. I just wondered if it would go first person. Vibration function. So there's a few options there. Then your literal options. Control for first person camera. Choose whether the first person actor holding the down button or toggle by pressing the button. Cargo. Obviously key assignments, so you can set your own keys up if you want to. HUD settings. I'll quickly whip through this stuff. Likes, like XP, I suppose. It's a way of gaining XP. So if you imagine, the more likes you have, it's a bit bragging rights as well. I mean, you'll later be able to see like a massive list of people that you've come across in the world, and you can see the amount of likes they've got and stuff, and it actually does it does egg you on to want to get more and do stuff for other people, and you know, create things that get likes and so on. That's it, keep on keeping on. That's I actually used that phrase today, funny enough. I forgot that that came from here. Now you see that stuff floating in the air there? You should just be able to see that. That is an indication of some unsavoury creatures in that vicinity. I'll get him up to, yeah, see now, if you look at the map again, let's look at the map. It looked as if we would be able to just go up here, but what we're now seeing is that this is a waterfall, which we ain't going up easily. I think we can go around it though, but as I say, it's not as easy as you think, and you've kind of got to plot your route. Yeah, they've done a lot for accessibility, I grant you that. You need to say to me, I mean, I know it's got subtitles and so on. There's Igor again, bless him. I think Igor's right to get us to go back over that way as well. Here you go, Igor, have a couple of them, mate.
This one's for you.
Oh, careful, careful. But the honest answer is I don't know, because I've not had a need to look. But I did notice that about Naughty Dog, certainly Last of Us 2. Here we go, we'll have a bug to eat. Enjoys those. Tamagotchi style. Look at the detail in the rock face around the edges here. A waterfall in the distance. But it looks amazing on it. Oh, HDR. I didn't even play HDR when I had it here, because I played it on. I didn't play it on our main TV, and this monitor's not HDR, so I couldn't tell you how it looks. But it's bound to look good. Right, now then. I don't know if we can get across there. See, it's indicating that stuff's red. Later in the game you get ropes and rope winches and stuff to kind of get you around different places. Right, see that purple line? That's somebody has done this route before. What's up, Sam? Come on, mate. And that indicates that that's where we need to go. So they look. You see all those ladders going up through the mountainside. You see, we looked on that map and thought, yeah, what we do will be easy enough to do. It's not. You know, you end up having to reassess how you get to where you need to get to and stuff. Now then, be careful going down here. Across here. Oh. Flow of the river there, Paulus. I'm actually going to avoid that route. I mean, that's a big boy's route. I'm going to see if I can. Let's have a look on the map. Let's see if I can go. Oh no! Look, if I go that direction, thinking I was clever, you can get to it that way though. It might be the better way to do it. Obviously, this guy's put some ladders and stuff, and he's had fun. That's all cool. I think we've got ladders that we can put down. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way, I think. Set some markers. bit off the beaten track, but it will get us there. Let's see. Where did I set my first marker? B, D. Right, okay. Oi, whoa! Whoa! Yep, we've done that. We did that. Oh, well, I mean, it is quite useful where you are. So again, don't step on the red bits because it's slippery. Don't do it, mate. Get off there. You can look back and see where you've been, you see. It's quite useful to retracing your steps. Right, careful up here, my friend. There you go. Remember the golden rule, hold the left and right mouse buttons down at all times. Right, so we've got some traversing to do here. Some very kind folk have left us ladders and ropes.
Just a bit further now.
Yes, to the latter. I didn't see it. I have to be honest with you. I didn't see that when I played. But yes, that is feasible. I mean, you know, you can see it if you're not going the right way. So we're gonna grab. There we go. Eagle's a dude. Eagle, I love you, man. Oh, this is good. We've got to walk across this one. Let's give him some hikes.
Thanks for the help.
Careful, man. Careful. Couple more. Thank you, Eagle. Okay. Now then, this is a rope. So we can climb up. There we go. How cool is that? Right. And then get up and release the rope. We should... There we go. We found our destination. You just use... Holtz, you just use your compass to highlight stuff, really. You soon learn what you should or shouldn't. So this is the incinerator. There's several of these around the game. The idea being that you've got to destroy the dead in a certain way. Otherwise they explode. Big time. I mean, city scale explosion. They're like little nuclear bombs. So we look on our map now. There you go. Now what happens is, the route we took, which by the way is not a bad one, gets forged into the landscape so other people can follow your route. You'll start to see, again, not in this level, but in the next level, when you actually interacting with other folk, you get to see the routes they take, and you kind of make your mind up whether you think that's a good route or not. Walking simulator. So what I'll do is I'll just complete this level and call it a night. I hope it's whetted your appetite. It's if you like it, I'll do some more streaming another day. But as I've said, if you've got a PlayStation or a PC, definitely try and get this. Right, I remember now. This is some nasties. Kick off here, I think. No, I don't think they do. I don't think the ropes do. Stuff does decay over time, but I don't remember it damaging you. Place a body in the incinerator. Person to be cremated. Cremate. It's kind of weird, I know. But here you go. Mind of a genius. Goodbye, Lindsay. And there she goes.
Chiralium density in the area is climbing rapidly. Heavy timefall is imminent. Get back here, now.
Sam, burn the other cargo while you're there.
Yeah, there was more cargo.
What's this?
BB-28. It's the unit Igor was assigned. It was hooked up to you when we found you in the crater.
But why is it here?
Because it's flagged for disposal. Central Knot's gone, and our headquarters along with it. Because that thing didn't do its job. It's all in Igor's logs.
Can't kill
But
the
it's
baby.
still alive.
It can't be repaired. And it can't survive outside the pod. Pity it if you want, but the decision has been made. It has to go. The director approved the order.
Yep, it kind of does. It may well do on the rope. Honestly, I can't remember. I know it definitely does on ladders and stuff like that.
Sam, do you copy? Damn it, must have lost you in the blackout. Sam, what's your status? Chiralium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Must be from the bodies we couldn't get up to the incinerator in time. Comes with the territory, I'm afraid.
Can you sit out the rain?
No. They're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea.
Sam doesn't see any of that. Those are thoughts and visions within the baby.
That's it. Do your thing.
They use that as a visual indicator to work their way through the aliens, so work out roughly where they are because you can't see them. So it helps them, makes them kind of visual, makes them visual. So with that baby and that thing on, he can see where he's got to go to get around those creatures.
Move cautiously.
And it's become stealth at this point. You do get weapons that you can destroy them with, but at this point you don't. You just have to kind of make your way around them. And you point the monitor towards them. And you can see they're kind of connected to the ground by umbilical cords. But when you look away, then you don't see them. And you also don't want to run into their umbilical cords. That will alert them to you as well. So I'm retracing my steps. Whoa! Oh no! Okay, you're going to get to see this now. I'm going to let him get pulled in, just so you can see the effect. It eventually leads to the death of the character, but it doesn't matter. So you get dragged off. It's an amazing effect. In this case, some weird whale-like creature. The idea is you've got to try and get to dry land. Can't affect you on there. I don't have a weapon. Later on you've got weapons, you can destroy these things. You can't avoid getting killed at this stage. Not really. You can try. When you're carrying stuff and you get to this kind of, you lose it all, and you can't, afterwards you can try and pick it up again. You certainly need to some of it. Good baby line. So, from memory, just have to try and keep going. Get as far away as you can. And this black goo stuff. No worries, bro. I'll, as soon as I've got this part done, I'll almost made it to the edge, and then you're safe. Oh, I'm almost there. Go on, Sam. That's it. There you go, we made it. Done. Look at the crap on him now, look. Right, well I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for spending some time with me. That worked really well actually. 4K hasn't caused any issues at all, so I may try and do a bit more of that, maybe even tomorrow, but certainly it's good. Because I've already played it once, it doesn't matter so much to me that I might miss out on some of the detail. Yeah, that'll be quite cool, I think. Select your canteen, number 3. Get some energy down your boy. Great, well I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much indeed. If it's similar time to me, have a good evening. If you're a few hours behind, have a good day. But this is Rokk saying as I tend to. And I can get over to the button to kill it. This is always a problem on this. Out, hold it down. System, quick game. There we go. Take care, guys. Speak to you soon.